It'll be alright, man. I know this sucks, but these things happen. It just wasn't meant to be, you know?
I know. But I'm pushing 50, Gary. It was bad enough being a middle-aged mega nerd. Now I'm a single middle-aged mega nerd. The most pathetic thing to ever exist.
Well, maybe she just needs a few days to figure things out.
She moved all of her stuff out.
Well, maybe she needs her stuff to think.
She moved all of her stuff, and the stuff we bought together, she cut in half. What am I supposed to do with half a sofa?
Oh, I can think of a few things.
Is one of them setting it on fire and then wandering the streets in a drunken stupor, mourning the life you thought you had?
No.
Look, I appreciate what you're trying to do, buddy. I really do. But all I really want to do now is mourn my dead relationship and try not to think about the good times I had with Sass.
Oh boy, it's great to have a girlfriend. This morning when I woke up, vegan pancakes made just for me. No reason, just because she loves me. AJ, right now might not be the best time to... In a minute, Gary, I'm not done extolling the wondrous happiness that can be found in committed relationships. Then we had a little post-pancake sexy times. Tonight, she's prepared my favorite vegan meal, tempeh burgers.
I thought you hated her vegan cooking.
I do. It's my favorite because she won't complain when I don't eat them. Isn't loving someone and being loved the greatest thing in the entire world? What's his deal? Sass left him. Oh no! Well, don't you worry, pal of mine. I'll make a few phone calls and we'll get you girlfriend up in no time.
But I don't want a new girlfriend. I want Sass.
Well, she's long gone. You gotta think like she's dead. Sass stepped out the front door and was eaten by savage pelicans. May she rest in peace. Now, what do you want your profile to say? Profile? What profile? Yeah, for all the dating sites. Tinder, Heartmatch, Never Die Alone, Desperate and Lonely.
I've never used a dating site in my life.
Well, that's mainly because your relationship with Sass predates the internet.
Jesus. I haven't been on a date since the 90s. Do you still, go to the movies and dinner and shit like that? Or is there some fucked up internet thing you people do now?
Yes.
I don't even know if I remember how to do the whole movie and dinner thing.
You need to get up to speed. We need to blanket the internet with your desire to be in a relationship. Quick, what kind of woman are you looking for?
Sass.
So, someone like her.
No, her. I want Sass.
I don't think he's ready for all this, AJ. Yeah, he's all alone. What about your cousin, Vernal? She's still single, right? Really? No, I just thought with the long hair that Vernal was a woman. Just a sec. Hey, Jason, how do you feel about fragile vegan men? Look, he is barely adjusting to being single again. Don't pressure him into finding new romantic relationships. You'll just make him feel worse.
There is no way I can feel any worse. Well, look who's bad at keeping a woman happy. I probably should have seen that coming.
How did you find out about Jason and Sass's breakup?
The grapevine. I just found out like an hour ago. This is a small town and the grapevine is quite large. I got a text alert from towngossip.net. Well, could you kindly butt out? Nope, I'm here to judge you.
Judge him for what?
For being lousy at relationships.
Okay. Autumnal says that there's a lady in Skanksburg who's lonely and will date just about anyone or anything. Do you have a strong aversion to women over the age of 98 with dementia? AJ, please. Look, Fundy, just because Jason's relationship is over doesn't mean that he was bad at it. Some relationships just end.
No, they don't. If you feel like your relationship is in trouble, you're supposed to fight like a sumbitch to keep it afloat. Only weirdos and losers have relationships fall apart. I had no idea she wasn't happy. She just left. Probably for another man who can get things done in the sack. Oh, Jesus.
People break up for a lot of reasons, Fundy, not just because one person was lacking in a certain department. Relationships get stale. People grow and change. Personally, I think it's weird that people insist that a successful relationship is one where two people stay together for decades. Why can't a relationship that lasted for 10 years and then ended amicably be considered a success? I mean, I do.
You would. You have a different relationship every 10 minutes.
That has nothing to do with it. The failure rate of relationships is very high. Ugh, I hate using that failure word. Not failure. The rate where relationships end is very high.
Hey Jason, how do you feel about a woman from another country? Svetlana says that she'll move here as long as you're a good man with money who can disappear after we're married that no one will ever miss. Sounds completely legitimate.
Of course they fail. It's the society we live in. When our moral integrity erodes away, it makes it easy for people to just chuck their relationships into the dumper. Back in the good old days, people stayed together forever.
That was because of the stigma attached to divorce. Married couples would endure infidelity, lying, emotional, and physical abuse because they were afraid of the social stigmas that went along with a broken relationship.
Speaking of which, Autumnal has a friend that just broke up with her husband. She's alone, miserable, prone to making hasty decisions based on her deep sorrow, and best of all, she's vulnerable. Vulnerable to love. And maybe your peener if you're lucky.
Ew, no.
AJ, stop matchmaking. You suck balls at it.
Hooey on you and your social stigma garbage. It's simple. If a relationship fails, it's always somebody's fault.
No, it's not. Sometimes they just end.
Well, I've never been in a relationship that just ended. There was always a reason. Usually it had something to do with the other person getting tired of pretending that we were just platonic friends and not sex mates. But now that I'm out and proud, I have been with one dude, and me and Raul will be together forever.
That's what I thought was gonna happen with me and Sass. Together forever.
Ha! Forever. What you should have done is marry her. All women want to get married. You waited too long, stupid.
Not all women want to get married, Fundy.
Sure, women might say that, but deep down they want that ring. Why, I bet she's married to some other man who satisfies all of her vagina needs, and she's already squirting babies out all over the place. Which is the other thing you should have done, dummy.
So they should have had a baby to stay together?
Yep, that's what my parents did. They hated each other so much they had both planned on murder-suiciding each other. But then a miracle happened, and I was born. There is no relationship glue stronger than a glue that is made out of a baby. That came out wrong.
Oh, and I suppose that fixed their whole marriage, did it?
Sure did. Oh, sure, every once in a while my dad's food was poisoned, or he would hit her with a car, but they were happy, and their frozen rictus grins were proof.
Fundy?
My parents loved each other.
Hey Jason, how do you feel about becoming the fifth in a polyamorous relationship with a champion ping pong team?
I swear to God, AJ, why are you so desperate to get him into a new relationship?
Because being alone is terrifying and sad, and I don't want my poor little buddy to be scared that he will die alone and only his cats will mourn him.
Or eat him. I don't have any cats.
Yet!
There's nothing wrong with being single, AJ.
But it isn't normal. Everybody knows you gotta be with somebody, anybody to be happy.
Yeah, the only creepos who like being alone are pervos. And, well, you, Gary.
I know a lot of people who don't want to be in a relationship and they're very happy.
But the romance, the smooches, the sex, how can anybody not want all of that? It's the best thing ever.
The whole romance partnership thing isn't for everyone, and it takes guts in this society that seems manic about it to say that they don't.
Well, I'll light a candle for him when I get home.
Hey Jason, how about speed dating? You meet like 50 people in 10 minutes. You learn nothing about them and you wind up not getting a date, but at least it feels like you're trying.
What do you guys think?
Do you know any people who seem truly happy alone?
Have you ever known anyone where their relationship ended well?
And how hard should people fight to keep a relationship going? comment down in the I don't really give a fuck anymore section. So it's settled. If you had put a baby in her fuzzy pumper baby shop, you'd be together to this day. Sass and I didn't want to have babies and we didn't want to get married. We were happy. Or at least I thought I was. I mean, we were happy when I was around. Because, I was gone a lot. A whole lot. But I mean, I was doing stuff. Fuck, I just saved the frickin' universe. You think you'd cut me some slack for being gone while I did that?
Well, there was that time we were saving the whole town, too. Well, if we're not saving the world or the universe, we just kinda hang out here. A lot.
Yeah, but just because I spend an inordinate amount of time arguing with a bunch of dudes in a messy garage every day, that's no reason to pack your bags and leave, is it? Oh shit, I'm so fucking stupid. Raul said that I spend way too much time here in the garage with you guys last night when we were having dinner.
When Autumnal made the pancakes this morning, she kept talking about how nice it would be to spend more time together and asked if I could skip coming here to go do something with her. Maybe you guys should spend more time with the people you love rather than coming here.
Oh, Gary, always looking out for the happiness of others.
I just don't want to have to deal with all three of you relationship addicts as you go through withdrawal.
I gotta go home and put on those bicycle shorts that Raul likes so much.
And I should go home and take Autumnal to that gluten, meat, fat, carb-free restaurant she's always talking about.
Gluten, meat, fat, carb-free restaurant. What do they serve?
A sense of smug elitism. Well, you guys go on and attempt to strengthen your doomed relationships. I think what Jason needs is an alcoholic milkshake at the Velvet Lounge.
Whoa. Alcoholic milkshakes? Nobody said anything about alcoholic milkshakes. I'm in.
What about Raul?
I'll buy him something pretty. Hello, my fellow Opinion Villagers. Today is March 10th, 2017, and it's International Bagpipe Day, Landline Telephone Day, Mario Day, U.S. Paper Money Day, and World Sleep Day. Famous dead people celebrating their birthdays today are Kiwi rights lady Kate Shepard and Saudi anti-rights activist Osama bin Laden. I wish we could kill you again, cocksucker. And now on to your questions. First up, Robin Goodfellow asks, intimate question for Mabel. On a hot midsummer's night, would you offer your throat to the wolf with the red roses? Mabel, come over here and get on camera. Mabel, just come over here and get on camera. I'm sorry, guys, but Mabel's one of the few people that actually work for the show that never actually wants to get on camera. And she's kind of shy, and her voice is so low that the camera microphone doesn't even pick it up. Mabel, just come over here and say hi, and just at least answer the question. The question about, I guess, being killed by a wolf that has roses. Okay, now she's crying. She's crying now. Are you happy? You made the unseen puppet character cry. Robot Jones asks, intimate question for Gary. Can you eat 50 hard-boiled eggs in 1 hour?
50? I can eat a lot more than that in an hour. One time during a live show in Yugoslavia, I ate 198 in 1 hour. I ate 2 at a time. I ate 3 at a time. And briefly, 4 at a time. At the end of my hour, my jaw hurt, my tongue was like sandpaper. Wait, did you say eggs?
Josington asks, intimate question for AJ. Why are there so many people expounding the ridiculous evidence for flat Earth? Do they have a motive?
The motive is as old as time itself. The reason so many guys keep expounding flat Earth evidence is for one reason and one reason only. Girls. They think that if they can be all edgy and counter reason and anti-science, that the girls will flock to them. It hasn't really worked yet.
Ansel DeLambert asks, intimate question for Dunderhead. How many nuclear bombs could you make by dropping pebbles off the moon?
Seriously. You had me travel all the way across town, leave work at the lab, and then come here to do this segment with questions like that. I'm going to go and invent some alcohol that makes one drunk forever. Ta-ta!
Firefly 4F4 asks, intimate question for the Meat Man. How in the world did you miss James Doohan's birthday on your list? I'm rather shocked and appalled, man. No, see, I only have people on the birthday list of people that have died. And see, James Doohan isn't dead. So what he did was, right before his ship was going to completely lose power, he rerouted emergency power into the transporter, and then he recycled his pattern through the transporter pattern buffer, thus keeping him alive. And then later on, Captain Picard gave him a shuttlecraft, and he went off into the universe to have big life adventures. He's not dead. You're not going to convince me that he is either. And Admiral Batman asks, intimate question for AJ. Why would someone steal a 25-pound bag of table salt?
To kill a 400-pound garden slug. Duh.
Earl Pottinger asks, intimate question for Puppet Jason. If Bruce Wayne was a Klingon, would he use a batleth or just forego the whole superhero shtick altogether? There is a Klingon Batman. He's called the Blasrinka Man. He was a Klingon billionaire whose parents lost their honor when he was a child, so he had to kill them. Afterwards, he vowed that no child would ever have to kill their parents again, and he became the Blasrinka Man, patrolling the nocturnal streets of Kamchi, striking fear into the honorless. Deep cuts, mofos. Okay, that's it. Remember, if you have a question you want to ask intimate questions, just leave it down below in the comment section. Until next time, my badass breen, this has been Jason with a D. Hey everybody, it's me, Fuzzy Face McCutesalot, and I'm here to shout your name out with my friend Flatty McNeverhasfun. We're Scottish.
No, we're not.
I am so.
You don't even know where Scottish people come from.
I do so.
Then where do they come from?
Scottish people come out of their mommy's naughty parts.
Do the shout-outs.
See, what happens is, the naughty part is in the underwears area, and the mommy kind of poops the baby out of it.
Do the shout-outs! Mr. Pip Kelly.
Mr. Pip Kelly? There's a substitute teacher name if I ever heard one. You're like, oh, settle down, class. Your regular teacher is in the hospital again because she told Oswald he couldn't have a 5th graham cracker. I'm your substitute, Mr. Pip Kelly. What's that, Oswald? No, you can't have a whole box of graham crackers. No, Oswald, put that desk chair down. Ah! Oops, I just kind of relived something from my past.
Zoo Buster.
Finally, another monster subbed. I was starting to feel like one of them Minority Reports.
More than half of Opinion-Ville's population is monsters, Oswald.
Oh, and I bet that makes the man so angry, don't it?
What man?
I don't know. The mailman?
Why would the mailman get angry?
'Cause he's got to deliver all that monster mail. Jeez, I thought you were, like, smart.
Scotch McGinnis.
Wow. Your name is almost the same names as medicines that my mom takes every night right after I tells her about my day.
Your mom's medicines are Scotch and Guinness?
Yup. See, usually I tell her how much stuff I broke by accident or how many people I broke by accident, and then Mom tells me to go get her medicine, and then she drinks a lot of it. And then she falls asleep on the living room floor after crying for a long time.
Oh.
One time, she said she hopes she never wakes up again.
Oh.
And this one time, she told me all about how babies come out of her private area, and that's how I know where Scottish people comes from.
Oh yeah, we're back to that.
Yup, I brought it back around to where we started. I'm a freaking professional. Trudeau here with my suggestion box. Waylon Volander says, add a bit of purple to the garage. Liven the place up a bit.
Ugh, nothing could liven this place up, Waylon, short of an electrical fire.
Blackie Comics suggests instead of watching a flock of four-felted folks fighting forever, I could have brought a Nintendo Switch. But I don't think it would have been worth it. It feels overhyped in my opinion. Uh-oh, did I accidentally trigger you, Trudeau? Oh, not at all. Unless you haven't been paying attention for the last 35 years, every Nintendo product has been overhyped. In fact, all consoles have. Well, in the 90s, the commercials for video game consoles usually involved boys screaming, with their hair being blown back as a console descends from space, glowing with power. And by the end of the commercial, the boy was either a skeleton or brain damaged from the experience. And to my knowledge, the only console that killed gamers was the 3DO. Microbloganism suggests instead of watching this, I could have done anything else. Because that's how doing stuff works. Oh well, bravo, Captain Smarty Pants. You finally figured out the underlying joke of the premise of this segment. Right after we changed it to be suggestions about anything. It only took you, what, 3 years? Good luck on that PhD, buddy. What? Mean? I don't write that damn copy, Mabel. I just read it. Hi, everybody. It's me, Oswald. Podcasts. Who needs them? I don't. I don't listen to nothing, not even music. Well, bye. No, come on. Come on, just do it. Fine. Go down to the links below to the Let Me Listen podcast family of podcasts and listen to all the podcasts that are there. Now I'm going to say podcast 15 times because apparently I've got to say podcast a lot. Podcast. Everybody go listen to the podcast. I don't listen to them because they hurt my ears. And there's lots of cuss words in almost all of them. Except for the new one, 3-4 Adventure, which is about a bunch of dudes who go around fighting a bunch of ancient time beasties and booglins. You know, like goblins and goblins and sticky. That 3-4 Adventure, that one's pretty good. Also, Let Me Finish. That's got a lot of cuss words in it, and they talk about stuff that I don't really understand at all. Like when a man takes his winky doodle and then he puts it in the woman's hoo-ha. Oswald. What? I don't understand it either. Where can I buy me one of them winky doodles? I want one. Apparently all guys have winky doodles. What do you think a winky doodle is? I don't know, some sort of toy? Some sort of, hey, maybe it's like a hat. Like when you're all grown up and you go out and you go to a store and you go, hello, sir, I am now a grown-up man. Please, I am here to buy the finest winky doodle and put it on my head. That's not what it is. What is it? I don't want to tell you. Come on, tell me. All right, come here. What? Why do you have to tell me? What's it? You're lying.